This is a 6-minute teaser trailer for our Case Notes webinar. It'll take you through the overview of what's included in the full 90-minute training and give you just an example of, I guess, my presentation style and how I tend to approach these webinars and my training. I hope you enjoy. So, we're going to be looking at some of the obstacles to taking case notes and why this is a training in the first place, why it's a source of stress. We're going to be looking at some of the key points in terms of content. So what things do you have to include to be, Medicare compliant, to be compliant with the APS, with APRA, all of that kind of stuff. I'm going to supply you with a template that I use and that I give to all of my supervisees. You do not have to use this template, it's just an example, but I would, and we'll talk about why, I will strongly be encouraging the use of some sort of template, particularly if you're very new to taking case notes, or you're feeling like you need to sort of revamp your approach a little bit. And if you're doing this training, then potentially that's going to be relevant for you. I'm also going to be introducing an idea that I'm not sure I've come across elsewhere, but it's something that I find really helpful to, one, make taking the notes more relevant and clinically useful, but also to, again, just sort of cut down some of that behind the scenes work, simplify the practice a little bit more. And that's combining your formulations with your case notes, or I suppose overlapping the use of the formulations with your case notes, and how doing that can streamline your practice a little bit, make taking notes simpler in the sessions, but also give you a really nice sort of framework of knowing what you want to note down, what you want to hang off that, and then using the case notes to feed back into the formulation. Then we've got a short video that's that we're going to play and give you the chance to practice some of these skills, some of these ideas, or give you a chance to write your notes how you normally would, and then we'll compare it to an example that that I've done as well, and you can see where the differences might be. And that's it. That's the full 90 minutes with questions at the end. All right. So some common obstacles. So any type of behavior change is going to come with stress and an energy expenditure, and I think it's really important that we spend a little bit of time going, why are we having troubles with this in the first place? Why is this something that comes up as often as it does with supervisees, with new psychs, but also something that comes up all the time in terms of like APRA complaints, Medicare audits. Note-taking or poor note-taking is something that's cited more often than anything else in terms of complaints against psychologists. So why is this such a big issue? Why is this such a big problem? And these are just some of the most common obstacles. Very happy to hear from you guys if you've got anything to add to these. But, I don't have time to write the notes would be probably the biggest one. But my thing is always, if you don't have time to do something, if you say they are not I'm not prioritizing this task, how does that feel? What is that doing? Is that more to the point than I don't have time? If you don't have the time, why are you not making the time to do this? And it's usually because of one of the other issues. I don't know what to record in the notes. When I first started as a psych, my notes for a session would sometimes go to 7 or 8 handwritten pages. I still have actually my some of my old, because I have since gone to electronic note-taking with a device, but this is one of my old rainbow pads, and I just liked you had different colors for each of it, so I could immediately see in my old paper and pencil notes, I could see where my case notes were. They were the different colors. Everything else was in white paper. And I went through so many of these books. I've probably destroyed half the Amazon, especially over the first couple of years, and especially when I was working in Anglicare and child protection and things. I was so scared that I was going to miss something that I put in everything. And then the problem came up that I've put in so much information sometimes that in the case of a subpoena, it potentially wasn't helpful. And then I became paranoid as well because I was working in organizations that then required that you uploaded copies of the notes to a central file system. I was thinking, who's going to see all of these details? Who's going to see all of these notes? So I've experienced kind of all of these at different points in time. I'm wondering if there's any in particular that you guys have experienced that is the biggest issue or the biggest obstacle for you when it comes to taking regular, concise, constructive notes. Happy if you want to put something in the chat or raise your hand or unmute yourselves. But yes, would love to hear if there's anything there that I've missed as well in terms of common obstacles. No, we nailed the common obstacles. All right, this is good.
I hope you found that useful. If it has whetted your appetite to learn more about case notes, and particularly case notes and formulation and combining the two, then please check out 12pointpsychology.com. Go to the clinician page and you'll find our full training library there, our therapeutic tools of the trade group, and information on how to sign up and access both of those. Thank you. Bye.